Be honest. You've heard this phrase before, right? Misery loves company. Well, let me explain. For real. Let me explain. Give me a minute. You're gonna have to hear me out for a minute. Like attracts like is basically what it means. Now, it's not that all women are bad, or that all men are bad, or that all plants are bad. No, it's that you are a loser. And therefore, you attract losers. Hear me out. Like I said, you gotta hear me out for a minute. Ever notice how all the not so decent men and women all have terrible exes? You ever notice that? It's like they always have something bad to say, typically justifiably, about their ex. Well, like attracts like, as it turns out. I don't want to have a video just dogging on you. I'm here to help. That's my whole job. You need to take this as a wake-up call and to stop being a loser. Because listen, there are losers in the world. There are a lot of losers in the world. There are a lot more losers than there are not losers, okay? We know this intuitively, but we always think, you know what, it's not me. This guy's talking to someone else. He's not talking about me. He's talking about the other 80% of people, which definitely doesn't include me. I mean, me. What's the likelihood of me being in the vast majority of people? Come on. Please come to terms with it. Okay, even if you think that you're a few levels above a loser, looking at metrics like the type of people you attract and the type of people you're with are an excellent way to tell if you are actually a loser. And it's something that I came to the realization of myself, that I was a massive loser. I was a massive loser by so many metrics. And coming to terms with it honestly felt good. You know, so many people say just accept yourself the way you are, yada yada. It's okay, you don't gotta change anything. That's not true. You are miserable, that is for a reason. We're here to fix that. It is not okay to be miserable, okay? I'm not blaming you for being miserable necessarily. If it'll help you fix the problem, yes, I will blame you for being miserable. Maybe it's something you did to yourself. The point though, what I'm sure you want is to fix that misery. So we're gonna get there. Now, the reason you don't really have the option to choose a good partner is because good partners only choose good partners. Great partners, even. And especially. This is because they have a little something called standards, which translates directly to and from self-respect. Remember those words. Self-respect. Which just so happens to translate into how you treat yourself. And I do mean in all regards, how you actually treat yourself, which must be poorly. For example, I'm assuming you don't work out much, or that you don't pay much attention to what you consume, not just eat, consume, or you don't cultivate ways to make you financially secure. You know what? Honestly, that's a few steps above. I bet you don't even meditate. Hear me out. I bet your mental health is trash. I really do. Let me tell you, let me be entirely straightforward with you. And this is something I found to be so true. And I mean it. I know I joke around a lot with that line, but this is so true. Most, as in the vast majority, as in almost every aspect of our lives, is a symptom of our mental health. And I mean true, legitimate mental health. That includes mental fortitude. That includes self-respect. It includes so much more than just feeling good, okay? Here, tell you what, for free because I love you, I'm going to tell you for free, because I love you, how to improve at least half of your mental health symptoms in 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. We'll call it 2 weeks to a month, just in case you're extremely behind. But 2 weeks is kind of a generous estimate. Then I'm going to be referring you to a phenomenal YouTuber who will help you so much more if you choose to check him out. And to be clear, there's no affiliates, there's no referrals, whatever, no, none of that. Okay, I'm not making money by referring you to his work or by showing you these methods or techniques or whatever, and there's nothing to buy in this video except my 18 plus Patreon. Stare, you might not want to leave that in there. Okay, what you need to do is really simple. You need to make a table. And I'm not talking about a dinner table. You need to make like one of those Google Docs, Google Sheets tables. You know, it's gonna look like a T. It's gonna have two sides, really simple. What you're gonna put on the first side is time. And then you're gonna go hour by hour from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. And then on the right side, you're gonna put activity. So you're gonna put the corresponding activity to the corresponding hour. We're gonna get into it, okay? Just give me a second, but just make the table. Time, activity. Time, hour you wake up to hour you go to bed, hour. I'll show you mine as an example. Now, what this is gonna serve as is a blueprint for your ideal day, your ideal life. If your life were to be together, not just together, getting better, okay? Sorry for pointing, I know it's rude. I'm not a Disney employee, so I've got to do it. And of course, I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to include in this blueprint to get your life together and moving forward. in a good way. Now, before you list activities, before we get to the essentials, before any of that, remember, you can and most definitely will be adjusting this table, the order of activities, or maybe even the activities included in it to what's best. You will need to adjust accordingly. With practice, you will learn what works, as well as how much time these things actually take. Now you might be thinking, me, what you put in the table? Do I just put what I've already been doing? No! Listen, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I formatted this script differently than I've been relaying this information to you. I need to tell you this point though. What you've been doing already has been making you a loser. It has made you into a loser, and it's making you worse, okay? You need to do something different. I mean, obviously that seems like an oversimplified solution, but often the solutions to most of our problems are simple. Doesn't mean they're easy, but they're simple. Now finally, for the list of things that you need to put in your daily time activities list at a minimum, and I do mean daily. Some of these things, like one of these things is go to work. Now I understand most of you probably don't work 7 days a week. That is the obvious exception. But the things that are cultivating your mental, physical health and well-being do need to be done daily. Here's the list. Okay, first, something for mental. I meditate and I do visualizations. Something for physical. I go for a walk or jog or run. I like to go on runs to clear my mind, personally. So it's kind of like a double whammy, you know? Something to increase your money-making stat. I study real estate and online business. Something to increase your social skills. What I do is I either try to make plans with a friend, or I fulfill those plans and put those on my schedule. You can also literally just call a friend, have a conversation with a friend on Discord, over the phone, whatever, or talk to your family if that's a viable option. For real. Spend time with people, basically. In person is best. This gets its own category for a reason. Meditate. And I know I mentioned meditate in the something for mental section, but it is genuinely important enough to get its own category. Meditate. Download Medito. It's free. I don't have an affiliate link for it. It's absolutely free. No ads. All of it is free. It has courses on meditation on it that are really easy to follow. It is probably the best meditation app. Download it. It's epic. It's what I use. Literally 3 minutes of meditation a day is a good start. Is a really good start. Another, hit the gym. So if you don't have access to a gym, you can kind of follow what I do. I do the One Punch Man workout, epic style, because I'm going to be obviously OP by the end of very soon. If you don't know what that is, it's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers of running. I don't do the running currently, but basically, if you do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, you're golden. If you're not capable of doing those things, if you're not physically capable of doing those things, a brisk walk or a long walk counts as exercise, okay? But if you are capable of doing those things, please do those things. Even if they're the on your knees push-ups, not in that way, and crunches instead of sit-ups, and I don't know an alternate for squats, but do those things. And then as soon as you possibly can, get a pull-up bar or find a tree to do pull-ups on so that you work your back as well. My full workout split looks something like this currently. It's taken me a while to build up to this. Okay, I wake up, I pee, brush, take my supplements, and then I do 50 sit-ups and 50 squats. Then I meditate, read some Bible, do some gratitude journaling. I do my visualizations, which have been spectacular, by the way. And then I do 50 more sit-ups and 50 more squats. Ooh, totally forgot to mention, I also do 15 pull-ups after my sit-ups and squats. Name of burning, Benji, where are the push-ups? Currently, I do my push-ups while I take my walk, which is right after my second set, which brings me to 100 sit-ups and 100 squats, and I guess 30 pull-ups. The reason I do my push-ups on my walk is so that I can do them in the dirt to work my hands. I do those in actually 4 sets of 30 right now. I'm trying to build up to 2 sets of 50, but for me, push-ups, getting to a set of 50 is not the easiest currently. Then, you know what? I'm going into my table. That was just my workout routine. We're not done with the list. Another thing you need to include on your table is going to work. If you don't have a job, please get a job. Even if it's a part-time job, even if it's Uber Eats, whatever, please get a job. Please get something that makes money, okay? Some amount of money. Seriously. You do need to be cultivating, obviously, the money-making stat, but it's not just about the money. It's about the lessons you learn from earning your own money that are extremely important. And then the last thing on the list is just to go outside. That can be included in the walk, jog, run, whatever. I personally go on that walk. I prefer specifically to do it when I can get a lot of sunlight. Allow me to emphasize, you need to include something for every single category. Please, you do. You absolutely do. These are the important categories. These are the reason that the table works so well. Also, if the activity or activities take longer than an hour, what I do is I just put a line next to the hours that it also takes up past the first hour that I listed on. So let's say hypothetically I were to box Freddy Fazbear and put that in my table. That takes like 5 hours. So I'd say, okay, I'm starting that at noon, and then I put lines on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And then 5 o'clock is when it would end. So that's when I would put my next activity, which would be to box Chica. So I would put 5 o'clock, box Chica, and that would take 3 or so hours. So 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock would be my next activity, and so on. Now, I will give credit, of course, where credit is due. Hamza, the Giga Chad himself, came up with this method. He's who I learned it from. He's a phenomenal guy. He is the YouTuber I'm going to be referring you to. Unironically, I really do mean this, unironically, he is easily top 3 self-improvement people in general. Not just YouTubers, but in general. And this is coming from guys who read dozens of self-improvement books, who's been through so many self-improvement YouTubers. He is amazing. He has phenomenal advice. I really mean that. Okay, now, give this routine 2 weeks. Commit to at least 2 weeks. Commit to 2 weeks. You know what? Scratch all that commit to a short time frame thing. Stick to this routine for 2 weeks, and it will genuinely transform. No. Scratch that. This routine will transform you in around 2 weeks. That's absolutely spectacular. If you do these things for 2 weeks, it will transform you. And if you don't love doing all these things from the get-go, you will love doing them. You'll learn to love doing them. They'll feel amazing. I mean that. This is coming from experience. This isn't just theory to me. This isn't me just like reading literature and just guessing on stuff and trying to put... No. This is practice, okay? And so much more, of course. Anecdotal evidence and so on. This will transform you. I mean it. This, and combined with listening to more of Hamza's stuff, to, consuming more of Hamza's stuff, remember that word, consuming more of Hamza's stuff, will absolutely change your life for the better in so many ways. I love you, specifically you, from Bradley Richards' YouTube channel. Talk soon. Hey. I was probably doing that before Hamza. Okay. All right. Don't think I'm some sort of Nancy Pansy Lamsy copycat. Okay. Look at my 1 subscriber special video. All right, I got the idea from Quoid asking me to kiss you. And you know what? I have common sense. I thought it was a good idea. But stay epic. Let's talk soon, okay? Hamza rips me off. This is my thing.